Hi, I'm Keith Bashirs. Welcome, Alfonso. Where are you coming from? Uh, like, just the introduction. Hi, I've
Oh
been
yeah.
around high level or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, basically, what I'm doing is I'm basically helping folks get their email deliverability uh, to make sure that they get to primary inbox. That's what I've been helping for the last 4+ years. And it's kind of every year it gets more difficult because
Uh-huh.
it gets worse and worse. They keep getting you to spam and you try to block your messages, and there's so much stuff going on now. So Black Friday is coming up literally less than 45 days away, and it is very important that it's the largest selling season for anybody, especially marketers online. So I highly recommend that you start getting your email cleaned up, everything set, because people kind of put off email deliverability till the end. They're like, hey, there's a new shiny object, something else is coming up, but they forget the basic stuff is email and sales.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. So, you're currently so I'm in Washington State, and you're currently in
It,
California, right?
yeah, close to
How
Pasadena, California, Los
awesome.
Angeles. Yeah.
Okay. Um, How long have you been in California and how did you get there? And how did you get into that? And then we'll transition into how did you get into email deliverability within high level? There's a huge story there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Pasadena, I've been here like more than 12+ years. So
Hmm.
it's been a while. It's convenient except for the taxes, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to have great weather.
Okay. It is great weather. Awesome. Okay. So, what were you doing that got you into the high level world? And then from high level transition focusing on email, or was it the other way around? You were doing email marketing for people and high level came along.
No, basically HighLevel came along. I was just part of the group,
Uh-huh.
and I was just working through it and your own white label and helping local businesses. One Saturday, obviously I was in the group, in the HighLevel group, and someone posted, "Hey, I need help with email setup and some DNS records basically." And at that time there was no support. It was a Saturday. It was just like 4 years ago.
Hmm.
It was Saturday. I was like, oh, I have nothing better to do. Let me just hop on a call. So I just messaged, hey, I can help you out. I'm free for the next hour or so. So I hopped on a call. She said, oh, like I fixed it up within an hour or so. And at the end, she says, so, and for me, like, oh, I'm just helping out somebody in the group.
Hmm.
And I remember very well, she's like, hey, how much do I owe you? And suddenly I was like, what? You want to pay me for this? I was doing this, I was just helping
Uh-huh.
out folks.
Hmm.
And then suddenly I got a light bulb moment. Hey, you know what? There are more people who need email deliverability in high level. So yeah, that's where it all began 4 years
Hmm.
ago.
Hmm. Yeah. I've had a couple of those conversations where I'm just trying to be helpful, and someone will say, "So, what do I owe you?" or "How much is this going to cost?" or something. And I've actually got built a page that is a basically a name your own price. I have some basic
Nice.
price, some
Okay.
frameworks of if this is the kind of work we did together, this is really what I would price it at. If that's what we did, then I would price it like 2x. And and in the end, I drink coffee for a living, so buy me a cup of coffee. Um, all right. So you said you have six specific tips.
Correct. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what is maybe start here. What is the one thing that should be glaringly obvious to all of us, and you just see over and over again? It's people just missing the one thing that is just the start point.
So one thing, literally, people have not set up their dedicated domain. They just come into high level. They
Hmm.
just plug it in. They put in their, website is up and running,
Mm-hmm.
email is not connected, and then it goes to spam. And they're like first off the bat, it's kind of easier in other platforms
Mm-hmm.
with email deliverability. You plug it in, you're good to go any other platform. But with HighLevel, there's one more level of a new skill basically that you got to learn
Mm-hmm.
just to get the emails to inbox. And that's the piece that most people are not aware of it, or they think
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, it should work automatically just like in other platforms. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's more work to be done, or one more level of, skill
Yeah.
that you need to learn.
So so the dedicated sending domain, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
That's the most first thing is like beyond a doubt, that's the number one thing.
So
And then
they've,
it starts from
yeah.
there.
Yeah. How often do you find that the accounts, the sub accounts are actually sending on the agency's domain?
A lot actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and there's a risk factor to that most, folks don't are not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you get a say most people have, free trials and they're starting off on the agency level domain. Guess what? If they're spamming, it's going to affect your domain.
Mm-hmm. And then it affects the
It-
agency.
the
Yeah.
agency itself, and then your full setup is affected, and obviously the more users you grow, it gets critical at one point where if the email provider just blacklist you or shut you down, you're like dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
So the main thing is getting those people set up with their own domain
Mm-hmm.
as a setup, because of two things. One, most people don't even know your agency domain. The clients, your customers, customers don't even know. They only know that particular sub account or what that service that they're providing. So if it
Mm-hmm.
comes from your agency domain, they think like, hey, this is like some sort of spam. We're not aware of this name, this brand. It doesn't matter. Let's go and mark it as spam. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing is people know only your client who's set up. So you should actually set up your domain with those DNS records and those settings. Uh, Obviously, people want to do a quick setup,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very difficult, especially small business owners. They don't have access to most of their DNS, so they don't even know where it exists,
Yes.
which is it's very, very often they don't even know what the logins are. There's somebody else who knows it. And yeah, so people try to bypass that scenario, like, oh, you know what, let me just take care of it for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? It's a twofold trap where not only it's affecting your domain, but you are not delivering for that particular customer and their clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, so so how about let's do this. You said you have six tips. How about what's the outline? What are the six tips?
Yeah, let me just share my screen
Oh,
if
okay,
I can.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it's set up.
All right, let's go over that, and let me find my Zoom control. All right, can you see my screen? Oop.
Yes, GHL Business Hub, six
Yep, perfect.
tips.
Yep. So basically, the first thing is obviously your what we talked about recently, which was the dedicated domain. Most people like it's a simple test. Let me just open this up. So when you're sending, make sure it's not coming
Message
from
send.
the generic. So this is one of the main thing when anything comes via, you see all the emails,
Mm-hmm.
anything via, it means it's uh incompatible with, what your setup. It's best to set up it correctly with your particular domain. So this is the number one
Mm-hmm.
thing. Uh, Even within this, there are certain things. For example, your DMARC record. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's so much confusion going on with people like, hey, what should it be? Should it be, you know, P is equal to reject, or P is equal to quarantine,
Uh-huh.
or P is equal to, that there's so many tools out there which ask you, hey, what's the pick?
Mm-hmm.
My number one recommendation is just leave it at P is equal to none initially.
Okay. So that is your recommendation.
That yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because people have not set up their domains when they're setting it up, uh, they have not they don't have all their setups done correctly. At the same time, what you're telling with none is, hey, don't look at my emails too aggressively. We're telling the
Mm-hmm.
email providers who are receiving your emails, don't worry, it's all good. Just pick P is equal to none. Whereas if you put reject or quarantine, you're like, hey, everything is perfect. It has to be 100%. You're telling them if it's not perfect, don't even send my emails, block it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a very aggressive kind of method when, setup that you're doing for your DMARC. So this is
Mm-hmm.
like kind of top level, very aggressive. And then you have your, this is intermediate, say, let's say orange.
Uh-huh.
And P is equal to none is what I recommend right off the bat when you're starting off.
So this is DMARC is actually telling the email service providers how closely to look at your
Correct.
emails as it's coming in.
Correct.
And okay, interesting.
So there's
So,
the other level of authentications. I'm sure, most people are aware with. You have all the DKIM, the other records,
hmm
which is your text records, MX, and, the rest of them. But yeah, that DMARC is that specific one what we talked about. And most
hmm
people they go online, they go to all these DMARC tools, and they're like, oh, let's try this, let's try a luck. And guess what? Just because of this one setup, you could be landing in spam, and you don't
Yeah.
even know it. And there's like a list of things that you need to do, but it's an entire list that you got to follow. But this is one where people get stuck right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Okay. That's okay. That's a really interesting. I think, because when you first start doing these DNS settings, it tells you that the DMARC is optional in the first place. Um, but it really, I think from the common user, not even like a lay user, but just a common, as opposed to a power user or a technical expert, right?
Mhm.
Just a power user probably knows what all the things are, but maybe not how they work.
Correct.
The common user, they just see words and they copy and paste and they have no idea what they're copying and pasting or why. Um, so I think this is a really good, Alfonso, I think this is a really good reminder of why these factors, these DNS settings matter, because you're telling the email service provider that's receiving that email something specific about the email that's coming in.
Correct. So that it's like an authentication method. Like, you need all of these to authenticate, and that is the final piece of it, which is,
hmm
hey, okay, now you've got all the stuff good. Okay, now I want to just enforce it and make sure that my emails
hmm
are coming from me, as I
hmm
say who I am, and not getting from, phishing emails
hmm
from another provider, basically.
Uh-huh. Is in your list of 6 tips, are you going to talk about the subdomain dedicated sending domain as part of this, or
Yeah,
should I go ahead and
but
ask that question?
yeah, go ahead. We can talk about that. So, uh, yeah, actually, let me just show you as an example. So, for
hmm
example, your Google Workspace. So, how it works is you have two levels. You have your main domain,
hmm
which is your, say, Google Workspace or your
Or
Outlook.
your hmm
Uh, so, with these, there is a limit to how many emails you can send out. So, if you just search for and which people, they want to save money and stuff, but technically, you're not this main domain is not meant for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sending on newsletters and marketing, sending to thousands of people, there's a limit, hard limit to this. These, so that's the main domain. Okay, so that's why the main domain should always be like a Google or Workspace for your transactional business emails. So you don't uh, get locked out. Say something happens, Google Workspace is actually the best, the most deliverability right off the bat as soon as you sign up. But again, it's not meant for uh, marketing and newsletters. That's where the subdomain comes in.
Okay.
Uh, and so say for example, it is mail.yourdomain.com
Okay.
subdomain. Uh, Very important is make sure that the sending email that you're sending out from that sub account is matches this versus just your domain.com.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically you're saying, hey, if sending email is this mailbox is connected to LC email
Okay.
or Mailgun, whatever you pick.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling, so if that's the domain, then you got to make sure that it's like, say Keith at mail dot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the best for deliverability versus Keith at your domain.com is technically a separate mailbox, the main domain itself.
Mm-hmm.
You can send it, but there's one more DKIM record, which, there's a conflict. So always make sure. So I know people say, hey, I don't want that mail out there. It looks kind of funky, it looks weird. Uh, I would rather just put key that your domain, your main domain.com as a sending
Mm-hmm.
email. But unfortunately, there is a drop off in some deliverability. So that's what I would recommend. You keep it separate. Main domain, subdomain, know what you're sending
Mm-hmm.
and do your setups accordingly.
So what um would an ideal setup have a systems subdomain? So like system sending emails are actually coming from their own subdomain as well as marketing emails. Um and the reason I ask that is it seems like um the system emails would at least have a high, like an example, the system email would be the password reset, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, People might not reply, probably will never reply to it, but at least they're going to click on that, yes, reset my password. So it seems like that would have a um, high feedback to the system. I'm suddenly losing the correct term, but the clicks, the high click-through rate.
Yeah, so those are system generated. Those don't really matter as much as the emails you send out from your uh,
Okay.
marketing or email,
Hmm.
notification. So even before that, while still sticking to the DNS records and setup, uh, you got to make sure everything is perfect. Like in some cases, let me just show you like how it works. People
Hmm.
miss this number one step, which is the DKIM record,
Hmm.
which is basically if you go to admin.google.com, just type in DKIM. And if you go, most of them don't have this turned on or complete blank. So what you got to do is you've got to actually go ahead and generate this, add this DKIM record to your DNS and make sure it is authenticating.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah. So that's the main. Most people even miss
Hmm.
this basic stuff. Guess
Uh-huh.
and guess what? It's not authenticated technically. Your domain, even though like hey, and they have been
Mm.
strict uh since last year to make sure that everything has to be perfect. That's
Mhm.
why when we talked about, hey, let's put p is equal to none, because you don't know what records are missing, what's not missing. There could be some text records missing, and if you put it reject or quarantine, it's going to go to spam. As
Okay.
simple as that. So one record here, one record there, main domain, subdomains. There's literally this is the number one thing that people face issues with.
Okay.
And so basically, so that's from the setup level.
Hmm.
But again, you want to do one more compliance check with Google Postmaster. Very,
Okay.
very good tool. It's great for verifying that your domains are set up correctly. We can do like a quick compliance check right up here. Just pick, whatever domain you have, and then you can see whether you are compliant, whether your records are set up correctly or not.
So are you checking on mine?
No, no, this is mine is connected. So you have to actually go ahead and
Yeah.
connect your
Your
domain.
domain to
Yeah,
your Postmaster
Google
account.
Postmark, correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's again, it's a just one record that you got to add. So basically, you would just set up your domain out here, you know, and then add that. You'll get a say,
Hmm. Okay.
and then you just add this text record to your DNS settings, and you'll be able to get your check. Basically, you can check your domain, see if everything's set up correctly. Additionally, you can figure out what your stats are as far as what Google thinks of your domain. So you can see
Okay.
your spam rate, whether your IP is still, uh, you know, has a good reputation. And again, so all this depends on how many emails you're sending per day.
Hmm.
So if you don't see stats, it's because you're not sent enough emails per day. Like they need a minimum of 100 or so. So as long as you are not spamming people, you can see from Google's perspective how well you're doing overall.
Okay.
So
And and if you're under that threshold, then do they treat every email individually?
yeah, correct. So how it works is once you send out those emails from that specific mailbox from HighLevel, every provider treats those emails differently. So say for example,
Mm.
Gmail. Gmail is one provider by itself is receiving emails from you. All of the customers in Gmail will be receiving the email. So whole goal is initially in that first threshold to make sure that people are kind of responding, replying to your emails. That's the one which is more important than the system emails that are going out. So that's the initial run is going to make sure, hey, people are kind of responding to those emails. Firstly, set up correctly. Second thing is you have a look at your Google Postmaster. Everything looks good. Third thing, are people responding? Are they clicking, opening? That's where this all of this comes into play.
Okay.
They're making sure that you're not marking as spam, basically. So obviously, you want to keep the spam rate is pretty strict. It should be 0.1%. So you don't want people marking you as spam,
Uh-huh.
like physically marking you as spam. They're going in, they get email from you, and they mark you as spam right off the bat. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you got to make sure about a few of these things, and that's where the engagement is most important for you. So yeah, I would recommend folks, and it's a free tool. Just go and have a look at it. Make sure it's you know all your stuff is compliant.
Hmm.
Domain is especially for people who have think they're going to spam in the past. They're not sure what's going on. This is a quick look to see what exactly has been happening to their domain for all these months.
So it is retrospective, or do you have to have it set up?
Yeah, it shows you. You set it up, but it as long as you've been sending lots of emails in the past, it even shows you what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, the sooner you set it, the better. And at the same time, you also can have a additional level of compliance check just to make sure that you are, compatible.
Yeah.
Everything is set up correctly with no issues, uh, and you're good to go. Cool.
Okay.
Next thing I want to talk about is how to clean up your contacts. Like people have had lists for many years, and they wake up suddenly one day and they're like, "Oh, let's email our entire list and hey, Black Friday is coming up. Let's send everybody in the list emails." Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You just
Say it isn't so.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, because people have moved on, right? They have moved on to different companies, they have moved on to different businesses.
Mm-hmm.
They are probably not even interested in your product right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, the next thing I would do is actually go and clean up your emails. This is some good tools out here, bulk email checker, Mailgun. Mailgun is a bit more expensive, but uh, essentially you're just uploading a list to your to this tool, and then you're getting a sense of what's going on, and the pricing is pretty good too. So basically, you upload a list, it gives you and it's very reasonable. So there's no reason for for anybody to not do this step.
Mm-hmm.
The simple basic step, again, you're just cleaning up that list, making sure that all the emails sending out are not bounced, not spam, because that's what the email providers are looking at is, hey, you got a new mailbox, you set everything up. Are you spamming people or not?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where kind of so basically as a sample, it gives you kind of three. Let's see if I can get in. Oops. It gives you basically three levels.
Mm-hmm.
One is green, which says, hey, you're good to go. Everything looks good with this email. The other one is, oops, I would have the incorrect login, but yeah, you get the point. Yeah. So you uploaded three lists. You get a green, you get a kind of a gray list, which is like you're not sure whether those emails are really valid. And then finally, you have the blacklist, which you do not want to send any emails from. So again, uh, clean your list before sending out is pretty much one of the important things. And also, you want to make sure that your list is the ones you're sending out, they respond back to you, which comes back to that click rate, open rate we talked about. The more engagement you have with those emails, the better it is. And this goes across the board. Like again, every email provider is different. Gmail will treat it a bit differently. Outlook is actually the worst to get into, the toughest right now. I'm sure
I've
many
heard.
people are facing it here. So for those, especially, you would want more engagement. And how you can, because yeah, Outlook and Yahoo. Gmail is by far the easiest to get into, as long as we were set up correctly. But Microsoft and Yahoo takes one more level of more additional work that's required, basically.
Okay, and you gonna get to that or?
Yeah. So basically, the best way to do that is get some responses from your customers. Send
That
like literally. So people do it differently on depending on what kind of product or service they're providing. Some
hmm
people, they are on webinars, so like literally a webinar on this. If I was running a webinar in a group and say, hey folks, if you receive my email, can you do like a few things? Can you, mark me as not spam, send me a quick message, reply back. So things like these help with getting that mailbox nice and known, like, and trusted by the email providers, basically. Essentially, that's what we're doing.
And so effectively when you have your audience and you're having a conversation with your audience and you ask them to do that, you're hoping that enough of them are on those different on each of those different
Correct.
platforms that you're going to get some response back from every single one of those
Correct.
platforms
Exactly.
from
Exactly.
ESPs.
Yeah, that's like the easiest way to get like across the board from everybody. Many people do it differently. Some just send the first email. They send, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And they put a small message at the bottom. If my email is in spam, click not spam, and then reply back. So some people send emails, some people actually do live on calls itself.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, it's almost 50% mark. Hey guys, can you do me a quick favor?" And that's how you get the folks to respond to you right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that kind of builds up your credibility with the email provider saying, "Oh, this, so many people are liking, responding to this. Must be a good email sender. Let's go ahead and push this to the primary inbox." So yeah, so that is kind of the way workaround for the Outlook
Mm-hmm.
to get the more responses you can get, the better.
Yeah.
Any mailbox provider for that matter,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
just treat them separately.
yeah. Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, that would be thing. Next is kind of, so this kind of ties into your domain setups again, DNS setups.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, again, they haven't set up a branded domain for the emails that go out. So all the links that go out, basically, think of it like a calendar link. If it has the
I
unbranded version,
uh-huh.
uh,
Then it comes from
it comes from Lead
l-
Connect
l-
HQ or
l-
MSNDR, which is
one of the
kind of,
either
yeah,
clearly a different domain than the
correct,
brand that's
correct.
to try to put it into lay terms, you now have an email that's going out. It says it's coming from, I'm just going to use Bald Guy. It says
Mhm.
it's coming from thebaldguymarketing.com, but inside it, all the links are coming from
Yep,
lchq.com
correct.
or
Oh, yeah,
messagesender.com, and none of those links inside it are pointing to the same domain as
exactly,
what the email
exactly.
says it's coming
Yes,
from.
exactly. So what we want to
And
do is build consistency out here. When you say you're sending from the mailbox, you want to send it from the correct mailbox, which is the subdomain that is connected to that sub account.
okay.
You you don't want to be sending from, uh, the main domain. Okay, so that's again, so you're making sure everything is perfect aligned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming from the mailbox, and then additionally, every calendar link that goes out is again coming from your domain
Mm-hmm.
versus a third party domain.
Right. And whether that's and so just to confirm what I hear you saying is so the email coming out of that sub account is coming from a dedicated sending domain,
Hmm.
mail dot the branded, in my case, mail
Hmm.
dot thebaldguymarketing.com. That subdomain has a branded domain is link.thebaldguymarketing.com. That's okay, or does it need to also say mail dot the bald
No,
guy
no, no, no.
marketing?
That'll be a different subdomain. Yeah, like
Yeah,
link, correct. But consistently, it is coming from this, everything is from the same domain
yeah.
with this
From the same root domain.
root, correct. And
Mhm.
basically, your white labeling, also every trigger link that goes out, you think about it, is again from your branded like link.yourdomain.com. Trigger link, calendar links, all the links that go out, you want to be again, they're pretty strict right now. They don't want a mixing of links because it looks a bit suspicious, especially
Mhm.
again when people are sending out emails. Like, let's go and see what's going to spam. Uh, like for example, so you, you want to make sure you don't
Mm-hmm.
have too many links in your. So look at this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a perfect example.
Perfect. Yep. And you just randomly picked it.
Yeah, yeah.
This.
So look at this link. Like every link technically is going to a different place.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, look, right now it's already blocked. It's like an image, it's got an emoji, something going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, this email is very clean. Uh, just a link here and there is fine. Like, your landing page, wherever it goes to. But guess what? All these other links are causing you to mess up your.
Even though they're social media links in this case, because it's not a email that you personally have interacted with a lot, then the spam filter at the ESP is saying this is a bulk send email that he's not really interested in.
Correct. So, yeah,
Mhm.
basically it's saying, hey, there's so many links out here. We're not sure should we let it go through or not. So essentially, it's in spam or promotions.
Mhm.
Uh, and again, I know people like all the fancy brand logos, at the top,
Mhm.
header
Mhm.
logos, footer logos,
Mhm.
10,000 media links, like, social media links like these.
Mhm.
Uh, that decreases deliverability, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to keep it nice and clean. And again, there's too much stuff going on out here. Even within this, there's too many
Mhm.
links. One goes to maybe the website, one is going some reviews, one is going for some sign up. It's like there's too much stuff going on out here. So if you want to be consistent about it, just keep just the basic one link would be the ideal.
Mhm.
And how people do it is like, hey, like, book a call out here, read more effective, blah, blah, blah. Again, the same link. And then again, the third link once more, some more text. So technically, when the email provider looks at the receiving end, they're like, oh, this is from the same link. It counts as one link. Everything is consistent. It doesn't look at it like three, four links. It is the same link, but the landing page. Uh, then there's no distraction out here with this.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm sure many folks have received Frank Kern's emails.
Mhm.
His is very clean. That is like the ideal setup. You don't want the fancy logos. You don't want the footers. You
Mhm.
want just communication words basically, and a
Uh-huh.
link
Yep.
to get people to connect.
Yep. One
So,
call to action.
yeah,
It
exactly.
can you can and Alfonso, what you just say is what we are allowed to do. The ESPs are okay if we repeat that same call to action as long as it's the same call to action.
It's easier. It considers as one basically.
Awesome. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is that is a really helpful piece of information.
Yeah, and the easiest thing is if you can send it to I know you want all the fancy logos and
Mhm.
everything. If you can send it to a landing page, you can have 10 million logos, whatever you want on the landing
On
page.
on the landing
You can have
page, right?
videos and you can do whatever. You can
Yep.
have your own whatever you want.
Hmm.
But the goal is just
Get them to the landing page.
get them to land, yeah, somehow,
Yeah.
somehow. And if it goes to spam, forget about it. I mean, look at
Right.
this. It's gone nowhere.
Hmm.
There's even the landing page, if they had fixed it, they would have gone there nice and easy.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is very important. Like, the links have to be perfect. DNS records, make sure all of your stuff is in place. That's my, next recommendation. All right. Next, this is a very good tool to use and it's free. That's the best part.
Yeah.
So basically what this does is though you could have all your setups done, everything correctly set up, DNS records and all of it. But it could be the copy that itself could be messed up. So instead of guarantee, like it looks a bit spam, you can change it up to like, percentage, we don't know what's going on, some financial words are going on here. So this tool literally helps you clean up your copy. So for the previous example, let's see. let's see what's going on. Let's say this copy is good. I should seems good, but yeah. So some trigger words which like free,
Huh?
unfortunately, is you might want to change it to something else, say complimentary or something. So just switch up the words, make it clean, uh, clean up your copy. And it is very important because right now they are looking at tons of words that you don't even know that you are in the, on
Hmm.
their ESP spam list.
Uh-huh.
So these are the things they're looking for. So even people, when they're emailing, they think, oh, everything's perfect, but it's the copy itself. There could be
And
one of these words that could trigger the email provider.
and I saw right there at the very top it said accept credit cards. So even if your email simply says we accept credit cards or we accept the following credit cards, that's already going to be a,
Something because,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a flag.
Flag,
It
yeah.
it might not get you dropped in the spam, but that plus almost anything else is is
Promotions, correct.
is dropping you into the promotions very
Correct,
quickly.
correct. Yeah. So because
Yeah.
you're set up good, but because of this words, one trigger word here and there, depending
Hmm.
on how aggressive it is. Obviously,
Hmm.
if there's anything related to, yeah.
A
So I think, yeah,
free trial. High level thinks a free trial is a great thing,
it's
and it's one of the trigger words.
yeah.
Um,
So it's a complimentary trial. So something like that.
okay.
14-day
Yeah.
trial,
Yeah.
or just remove the word free.
Yeah. I,
Basically.
frankly, for my agency clients, I don't even do free trials. I don't do trials.
That
Um,
yeah, yeah.
um, I, yeah, because high level is complex enough that by the time somebody logs into it the first time, I need to already be on call with them,
Correct,
walking
correct.
them through it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, think
yeah.
about it. This we're talking about just email, okay?
Hmm.
Email itself has got so many steps. So
Hmm.
what I'm showing like just 5 or 6 steps, but there are literally 20 plus steps that you need to get through to make sure you
Hmm.
get to inbox. And
Interesting.
you got to think about it, you got to like prepare it, you got to have, okay, I've done the setups now. Okay, now list is clean. Okay. Next step, oh, my copy. So people are missing, they're like, oh, few things here and there,
Hmm.
and it gets them in spam, but they don't know what they're missing basically. So this, I
Hmm.
mean, as simple as this, like a free trigger word,
Yep.
or act now,
At,
access, or
yeah.
stuff like this, like call now, connect.
E,
I mean, yeah, I think the call now
e,
was what kind of triggered the
the
yeah
previous one,
the previous
the email that you
email
got.
version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus other, yeah, pharma and health. You got to
100%
be
natural, all natural are both flag words. That's interesting.
yeah. So it is something that most people overlook. They're like,
Hmm.
oh, I've got email, I've got text setups done, but the actual copy itself is you know
Yeah.
totally is going to uh, get.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is like now that we have access to all these AI tools, you would want to put this list, upload it into a file,
Mhm.
and then use ChatGPT or whatever AI provider is to make sure that you clean up
You
your copy.
use use a word that doesn't fall on one of these lists.
Correct, yeah. Or find a
Yeah.
substitute, yeah. Make so yeah, you kind of clean up your text. Again, test it out with that copy, but there are lots of stuff that is that's going to spam you. Again, you don't want what they talk about is text and images. You don't want too much HTML, like too many images jacking up your email because guess
Hmm.
what? Every email is technically a separate link. Every image, sorry, every
No.
image
Uh-huh.
is technically a separate link. So the more images you have, they're like it looks a bit spammy, promotional,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's what they're talking about. Hey, kind of balance it out. Don't put too many.
Hmm.
Again,
Yeah.
that the Franken style is the easiest. Like
Yeah. Frank
more
Kern
image,
is a good model.
the best model. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a whole bunch of people who they want to get fancy with their email newsletters, and it just tells the service provider that someone didn't sit down and jam this out just now. The email service provider goes, I know that was pre-formatted.
Yeah.
I have to know
Yeah,
that.
it's prefer, yeah. But yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like people want to be, hey, fancy, looks good. It worked at the other email providers, other platforms. Why doesn't it work here? Uh, it takes a while to build up to that, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. So yeah, basically what you got to do is like, clean up that
Yeah.
aspect. Make sure that that's part of your main checklist. Then we talk about dripping. So again, when you set up a new account, you want to go nice and slow. Don't want to go like day one, like people have big lists, let's go and send everything out
Hmm.
day one. It does not work that way, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, so this is one more thing. You got to like drip it, and there's awesome drip functionality in high level.
Hmm.
So you might as well use it to your advantage.
Hmm.
So yeah, people, the this is my recommendation. Go nice and easy.
Hmm.
Drip it out nice and clean. The slower the better, because again, you are kind of technically warming up your customers to receiving your email, the email providers basically.
Hmm.
And the more, again, we coming back to circling back to interactions, we want more interactions from our customers, more clicks. Obviously, if the email, so how it works with, especially with LC Mailgun, if you send 100 emails per hour, is kind of a red flag.
Okay.
Like this is like
Yeah, I
their
see these
threshold.
are um up to day 8 is the first time you put a 4-digit number on there, and even after that, you're suggesting that that as we're sending, we try to keep it in the band under 1,000.
Correct. Yeah.
High hundreds, but
So
hundreds, not thousands.
yeah, so the 100 is where they look for, this is like a threshold where they're actually looking at the emails more carefully, because they're like, hey, something's up. This guy sending, suddenly there was no sending, and suddenly he's going 100 more than 100 per hour. So this is what you want to like uh, be aware of when you're sending out emails.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Because
so
yeah,
yeah,
at 1,000 a day, that is 100 per hour for a 10-hour workday.
correct,
If
correct,
somebody's
yeah,
working
yeah,
4 tens, they're and cranking out 100 emails every hour of their 10-hour day workday, that's 1,000 emails.
correct. And
Um,
and,
yeah.
and you want to drip it out again. You start off slow, because all you are moving slowly across the board. Day one, okay, send some. Day two, you're building again, no like trust, no like trust, no like trust with the email
Hmm.
providers.
Hmm.
And everybody's watching you for the first week or so. Like,
Hmm.
hey, what's happening? Is he a spammer? Is he a so yeah, so
Yeah.
so want to be very careful about this. So that's why again, if you stretch it out uh, across days, across within the day itself,
Hmm.
is very, very conducive for remember, okay, this is like it's slowly ramping up, and they
Hmm.
see you ramping up nice and easy. So it makes sense to them, okay, this is a valid
Yeah.
uh, sender who's sending the emails, and then slowly it moves from there to, inbox, from
Yeah.
promotions to inbox, as you go ahead and do the rest of the steps.
And even here, you're not saying send on day 6, send 600 emails on at 10 a.m. and be done with it. Even then, that 600 emails is spread over
Totally,
6
absolutely,
or 8 hours.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
drip it out.
Yeah.
So have an hourly drip too. So this is just a daily drip, but spread it out as much as you can. Uh, Keeping in mind that so when people send out more than what the email providers, you kind of you hear get the email saying, hey, your email has been blocked for a number of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's not blocked, it's just they are postponing the sending. Like because they don't know, like trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they say, oh, you know what, we're going to limit your sending. They're kind of throttling you at that point to make sure
Sure.
that
Mm-hmm.
you don't go over the threshold because again, they're monitoring everything. They're waiting to see responses from your customers and see whether you're again a spammer or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, while we're on this particular part of the conversation, from a user response perspective, do you think there are particular times of days that for most audiences are common for them to be more responsive, or is it so random that it's not worth trying to worry about? Does the
Yeah,
question
so
make
so
sense?
so emails, it's kind of random overall, but it depends on early morning or late afternoon. That's what I've seen more when you're doing your trigger links. So if you put trigger links in all of your emails, you will know exactly what's happening with who's opening.
Mm-hmm.
So that usually I see it's later in the afternoon that works pretty well.
Okay.
I mean, especially late in the week too. Wednesday, Thursday is, I think most people, because, Monday everyone's kind of busy running
Mm-hmm.
around with their heads off. And
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday is settling in. Wednesday, they have more time to actually read the emails, catch up
Mm-hmm.
for the weekend. So, yeah. So, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is one of the,
Yeah.
the best times.
So if your list is something like 4 or 5 thousand total, a few hundred Wednesday afternoon, a few hundred Thursday afternoon, a few hundred Friday afternoon is better than even spreading it out over all of Wednesday and just being done with it on Wednesday.
I Yeah, correct. Yeah, just spread out. Like I know people want to, hey, we've got something, we want to like sell everything up day one. They're like, no, just let it spread out because guess what? Most people don't even not even looking at that first email
Hmm.
that you're sending out. So just you got to give it some time. So I'd send out an email on Thursday for some stuff I was sending out, and people replied on Sunday because
Uh-huh.
that's when they're free.
Yeah.
Thursday evening, I thought, oh, I'll get some responses. Guess no, I got more responses on Sunday afternoon, evening because people are kind of, oh, they were still busy, they're catching up. So again, it depends on what your niche is, which when they are most available.
Yeah. Awesome. Alfonso, thank you. We're looking at the top of the hour coming up here pretty quickly. So I'm gonna you've got through your 6 talking points and
Yep.
and so we're gonna shift gears really quick here and say thank you for your time. Thank you for your insights. You started out today by commenting how the number of days between today and Black Friday isn't very far away. It's right around the corner, especially from a marketing
Correct.
planning perspective. Um, what do you think people should do who have a business they're trying to prep, or what can people do between now and then so that when they do run a Black Friday special, people actually get the email notifications and take advantage of it?
Yeah. So the main thing is you got to build that know, like, trust from the email providers. That's
Hmm.
the main thing, and that starts like ASAP because technically people are not even waiting nowadays. The market is not even waiting till Black Friday. They're literally starting end of October and early November is when you start seeing those early Black Friday sales because they're trying to grab as much of the cash flow
Wow.
as they can. Because
Hmm.
as it gets later on into the Black Friday season, guess what? People are like kind of already they've bought the deals beforehand and they kind of don't have enough cash. So I would say get ready. Like literally by October 30th should be your like everything should be settled. And
Mm.
to get to that point, you need to get your setup at least by October 15th done.
Hmm. We're
So
literally 10 days away.
you're correct.
Nine days away.
Exactly. So you're like, hey, by October 15th, your email setup should be correct. All your checklist items, emails are going out at least the first set of emails to build credibility.
Mhm.
And then because you're going down that uh, contact list, right? So you're kind of dripping
Mhm.
it out, takes time, moving on. And once you make that sale, okay, I got ready to go October 30th, boom, you can send out all those 1,000 emails on the same day. You're good to go. Grab that early Black Friday cash before
Mhm.
anyone gets to it.
Nice. Okay, so how do you help us with that?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing a workshop this Thursday,
Okay.
and it's very like low. Usually I charge a bit higher, but this is like a group low cost workshop. I'll be going. So what we discussed was just 6 steps. What we have in the workshop is like 20 plus steps that are needed uh, to get you to primary inbox. So to make sure each and everything is checklisted, you're compliant, everything's done. So I actually walk you through those 20 plus steps and make sure you are set up correctly, and then you can start rolling out those emails within a couple of days.
Mhm.
Or also I do, one-on-one. Some people don't want to be in the group setting. They don't want to share their personal business or client information. So I also
Don't
do
want to don't want to admit how badly they have set this all of this up. How tangled their different businesses domains are.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And no, I mean, like even last year I set up a guys in they won awards and stuff, and they missed the Google Workspace, you know, the setup, like this DKIM setup.
Uh-huh.
I was surprised, like, wow, this guy's like is gold awards and this, but the
Hmm.
basic thing they're missing, and it was going to spam, so we fixed that, and yeah.
Hmm.
So everything has to be aligned in check. Don't miss anything. That's my recommendation.
Okay. Um, awesome.
Or if they want to know more,
Yeah.
I'm also on from spam to inbox.com.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna drop the spam to from spam to inbox.com. I'm gonna drop the link for the registration into the chat on um, on Facebook. And when I
Sure.
post the recording to YouTube, I'll include that link
And if you
there as
want,
well.
there's a like the workshop link out here too. If people want to, I can share that with you.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Um, very good. Thank you, Alfonso. Um, uh, we're I was going 6 points. It depends on how quickly he talks through this, but it seems like it could go really quickly. But there's a whole bunch of factors for every single one of these topics, and
Correct.
and I know that even when you said we're going to talk the six key things, even then we're doing a very high level overview. Pun not intended that time, actually. Usually, we're, um, usually I intend the pun before it comes out of my mouth. This time it didn't. Anyway.
It's
Um,
all natural now. You're going
yeah,
the flow.
yeah. So, awesome. Uh, so the Google Docs link that you just sent is the link to this, what
The
the
workshop I'm
notes.
having this year.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's the link for people to sign up.
Yeah, correct. So it explains, say, what you need to do, like, what's the why you're doing it, and get ready for Black Friday, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically, I'm helping folks just get ready for Black Friday.
Okay.
Uh, the sooner the better. Yeah, and there's one workshop this Thursday. Maybe I'll be doing a couple more, depending on how many people want it. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the easiest way. Just get in, get the workshop. It takes
Uh-huh.
about 2 hours plus to go through the
Okay.
entire setup.
Okay.
So you might want to, block out some time for folks who want to join that workshop. Because yeah, what we discussed was literally like 6 points, but is going to go longer, especially in a group setting.
And specifically, it's not a webinar, it's not a class, it's not a training, it's workshop, step by step.
Implementation.
We're gonna actually go through each of these steps together.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Full-blown implementation. So as soon as you step out, after you're done with the workshop, you are email deliverability ready to go.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Keith,
I
for having me here.
I
Appreciate
don't
it.
want to cut us short, but at the same time, we're at time, and so we might as well just say, yeah.
Perfect timing,
Thank you.
and I will see you soon.
All right. Awesome.